Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One. I want to talk about this subject. A lot of you are scared because I was sort of blunt in that one video about people that live in the suburbs or in the city. So I'm going to give you some videos to help you feel a little bit more relaxed to stack the deck in your favor. Because you will need it stacked higher than I do out in the country because of my resources and other things. You got more people to deal with. So look at this. This is a map of your subdivision, of your street. It doesn't matter. You need to make a map. Then hopefully you have one like-minded individual that you know, another prepper. If you don't have that other prepper, then you have to do this by yourself. What you're going to do is you're going to gather intel. Yeah, you're going to be a nosy neighbor. Some people might be saying, Dave, you're a stalker. But you need to do this. First thing you need to do, get a map. Know where everyone is. Start small. Start near your house. And as you get this going, you can widen it. Hopefully you have one friend in your subdivision that you connect to because they're preppers, they're conservatives, they're Christians, or whatever you believe in, they believe in it, so you can work together. If you have that person, this will help you gather more intel. So you're going to get you and your friend together, and you're going to get a notebook. Each going to have a notebook. In your notebook, you write everything that you gather personally. You write with one color ink. If your friend gathers the information, you will then compare books and you will transfer information over. His or her information will be in a different ink. So when you look at your book, you can say, okay, I gathered this, he gathered that. It will help because what happens is you might gather some intel, you write it in your book, he gathers the intel, and it's the same thing you gathered, you write it in your book, and that sort of confirms, hey, we both gathered the same information from that same person. So it just add some credibility that's probably true. What you're going to do is first go to your tax office map, your GIS map that's on your computer. You can do this if you're a mom with 2 kids and they're either in school or you're homeschooling or they're taking a nap. You can do this. You can get on your computer. You can increase your survival rate by doing a lot of pre-planning before anything bad happens. Get on the thing, it's GIS, it's your tax map, and pull up your neighborhood. Pull up your house, bang, you're going to see your house. All the information on your house. And what you're going to do is you're going to find that button. Everyone I've been on, I can find that button. You're going to find, and it's going to say, how far do you want to go from your house? You can go 100 feet, 200 feet, 500 feet, 1,000 feet, whatever. And you're going to click that button, and you're going to then get a printout. It's going to be list all the owners of every property within that distance from your house. You're going to print those out. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get with your friend and you're starting to gather intel. You might start out by trying to know your neighbors, and if you have their first name, their last name, you're going to be so far ahead of the scheme. What you're going to do is say, okay, we need to divide the neighbors next to us. We're only worried about right here. Eventually we can worry about these people, but right now let's worry about these people. Then you might say, okay, you need to get this, 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 and this. Every time those people are outside, you're going to try to just talk to them. We're not trying to convert them to being a prepper. We're trying to develop a relationship. That's all we want at this point. Do not talk prepping to any of these people. Even if they bring it up in the first conversation, do not commit to anything. Do not say anything because you don't know them yet. You haven't, you can't trust them. So what you're going to do is you're going to gather information. But the most important thing is you're going to look them in the eye and say, hey man, how you doing? Hey, those are pretty flowers, or that, this, and that. You're going to try to make a conversation. That's all we're doing at this point. You got to know your neighbors. No one's going to help you in a grid down situation if they don't know you. So we're going to try to get to know all these people. While you're talking, when this guy talks to this guy, he's going to be gathering intel. This is some of the stuff you're going to have in your book. Name, age, skills. Skills are very easy. If you're talking to your neighbor, this guy, and he's a carpenter. He might not be a full-time carpenter, but he builds all kinds of stuff. That needs to go in your book. He's a carpenter. Then you're talking to this guy, and you finally get to know that guy, and you find out, oh, his wife works in the hospital, labor and delivery. Bang, big piece of information, labor and delivery. So when you go home, you're going to write that in your book, and then you guys are going to share information, and you're going to build this intel on your community. You're going to look for skills, hobbies, very important hobbies. This guy might here be an awesome fisherman. He fishes all over it. This is crazy hobby. The reason we want to know that he's a fisherman, because right now, this is the guy I'm dealing with. So till we get through all these people in the neighborhood, my buddy's concentrating on other people, because if it goes down right now, at least one of us knows all these people. We both might not know them. So we find out this guy's just a crazy fisherman. This guy over here can, next time he's talking about it, he knows he can lead that guy down that road to talk about fishing. Because if he's a crazy fisherman and you mention, man, you know what, next couple weeks I'd love to go fishing, man. And this guy's, oh, I just went yesterday, man, I caught this big fish. All of a sudden, you got that path of communication working for you. So the intel that you gathered down here can be very helpful for him to build a relationship with him. Yes, you guys are saying, Dave, you're a stalker. No, I'm not. I'm trying to give you in the suburbs, in the city, the best chance to survive an SHTF, a raw, EMP, grid down, whatever you want to call it. We're trying to survive. And there's nothing illegal about gathering intel on your neighbors. Absolutely not. Employment. We need to find out where all these people, and that's self-explanatory. If this guy works at the hospital, he might just be an administrator. Or you find out, oh, works in maintenance. He knows all kinds of electrical problems. So guess what? If we have an electrical problem in a grid down situation, we can talk to him. Or he might work as a surgeon. You never know. We need to know this information. Medical conditions. If you're talking to this guy and says, man, I've had 4 heart attacks. I can't even walk, around the block anymore without my heart hurting. That needs to be noted so you can make a list of, hey, that guy's probably not going to be your frontline men if you're trying to defend your community. He's got to probably stay back and watch a radio. So medical conditions very important. Find out who the studs are. People that do marathons or people that walk every morning for 5 miles. You want to know this stuff. Flags. Yes, the American flag. Who is flying the American flag? If it's every day, it's every day. If it's just on major holidays, it's major holidays. You're building information because eventually we want to know friendly, neutral, or hostile. Friendly, neutral, or hostile. Because one day, worst case event, it might comes down to where you might be persecuted for your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, and you got to get help, and you need to ask one of these neighbors. By having this, you can say friendly, neutral, or hostile. I'm not going to go over to this guy's house and ask for help, knowing he's going to know that I might be doing something the government doesn't approve of because I'm not vaccinated and I need someone to go get food for me at the store. I'm not going to ask the guy that's hostile. I'm going to ask the guy in the friendly category. Stickers. Every sticker on their car needs to be documented. If it's, save the planet or any gun companies, Smith & Wesson sticker, you want to know stickers. Next, resources. Next time the power goes off, big thing for you. Walk your neighborhood and find out who has the generators. Or that guy has lights on his house. Why in the world does he have? This guy right here has lights on his house all the time, but I don't hear a generator when the power's up. But maybe you can walk down here, and you walk down here, and you walk down here to the cul-de-sac, and you look back at the back of his house, and he's got 20 solar panels on his house. It's like, oh, no wonder he's got power. That is intel you need to write down. So, you might be a 40-year-old lady with 1 child. This is something you can do. And you have another lady that's a prepper, you can do it. It's important that you do it. No, you're not being a stalker. You're trying to increase your survivability. If you can increase your survivability and your friend's survivability, you have the opportunity to increase the survivability of everyone in your little subdivision that you come in contact with. As you go along, you will then be able to approach certain people that you think are prepping because you're seeing some signs of it, or they would definitely be someone that you can approach and say, hey, maybe you should plant a garden because prices have jumped up, or we're going in to buy some long-term food. Would you like to come in with us? So that is why we're gathering intel. I hope this helps. This is important. Don't discount it because it's going to be hard to gather this information when a collapse happens. You're not going to be able to go talk to your neighbor because they might have all their blinds shut and you don't want to risk knocking on their door because they don't know you, and things are crazy in the subdivision. That's not time to gather this information. Right now it's time to gather this information. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.